Save Unit 4, Safety Voice, Responsibility, and Information. In the previous units, you learned about ergonomics and the risk factors for strains and sprains, or HARP. Remember, don't harp about back pain, use ergonomics. Now let's get into safety voice skills so you can use ergonomics knowledge. Meet Jessie, a mason who ran into a safety issue when she was an apprentice. This is her story.
In training, I was told that acid washing brick needs specific PPE. On a job site, I was not provided the necessary PPE, and when I asked for it, the foreman downplayed my concerns for safety. After I called my union about this, a business agent and my apprentice coordinator became involved to help resolve the issue. I was then provided the PPE I needed to do my job safely. I was trained to work safely. Because of my union, I had backing when I stood up for my right to have proper PPE.
Jessie's story is a good example of using a safety voice. There is a right way to speak up when you run into a safety issue. If you were Jessie and in this situation, would you have spoken up? Why or why not? Has anything like this ever happened to you? We're going to help you build your safety voice so you can be a safety leader. It is just as important to be skilled at using your safety voice as it is to learn your trade and safety skills. What is safety voice? When you are on a job site and are given a task where you notice a safety hazard, you need to know how and when to speak up to fix the hazard so you can get on with your work and get the job done. Speaking up to fix hazards is using your safety voice. Among masons, laying brick and block result in the most injuries. But did you know that when masons are involved in erecting or dismantling scaffolding, injuries can be severe? Be aware of what masonry activities are associated with injury. Knowing how to complete these activities as safely as possible is important. Knowing how to speak up if you are not in a safe situation is just as important. You will use your safety voice to solve safety problems, reduce hazards and injuries, increase morale and teamwork, and to improve productivity and quality. There are certain responsibilities that both you and your employer have. Here are just a few of them that are part of building a safety voice. Your employer is responsible for providing you with a safe and healthy workplace, which means it's your responsibility to report any hazards. This includes reporting safety concerns and near misses. Your employer must provide information on hazards at the worksite, which means you must take the time to know and be familiar with the hazards and solutions. Your employer must provide training about health and safety on the job, which means that you must follow all safety procedures that you are trained on. Your union and apprenticeship program also has a responsibility for your safety and health. They provide you training, but also can help you solve health and safety issues you identify at the worksite. Let's complete the Rights and Responsibilities worksheet in your workbook. Building a safety voice is a skill that needs to be learned and practiced. Speaking up effectively for safety is your responsibility. You are a future leader in the masonry trade. You add value to the trade and every job site where you work. It takes courage to speak up. Staying safe and healthy is important so that you can have a long career and be able to do what you like outside of work. Your instructors and union want to improve your quality of life, both on and off the job, through access to good-paying jobs, quality benefits, safe working conditions, and solidarity among members. Keeping masons healthy and injury-free helps contractors be more profitable and improves their business reputation. It's important to recognize the bigger picture and how important you are in this picture. Apprentices, journeymen, foremen, safety directors, job stewards, superintendents, and owners all are important and have a role. You need to consider who can be involved to solve safety problems on a job site. Let's talk about how you fit into the bigger picture with your local and your job sites. This apprentice has identified a problem and he needs some advice to decide what to do about it. Let's talk about the best way to get advice or information. Who would be the best to get advice from about a safety issue on this job? While family members might be great to talk to, it's best to talk with someone on the job for worksite problems. It depends on your region, but this person could be a trusted coworker, your union steward or agent, or your apprenticeship training coordinator or instructor. What is the best line of communication for your local? Who should you talk with about safety issues? Do you know how to get in touch with them? Now let's look back at Jessie's story and think about who she spoke with to resolve her safety issue. She knew the person who would be able to provide her with proper PPE would be her foreman. Before she spoke up to her foreman, she double-checked with her coworkers what the PPE requirements were. Then, when she spoke with the foreman, she knew the exact PPE she needed to work safely. Once her foreman downplayed her concerns, she knew she needed to get help, so she called her local and spoke with her instructor. Her instructor spoke with the union business agent to determine the best action. They knew Jessie was right and needed the proper PPE to do the job. The union agent was able to talk to the foreman and provide the appropriate safety information. The foreman then understood and agreed to provide the PPE to Jessie. Finally, let's talk about available information that may help you problem-solve safety issues. Your local can tell you about specific resources. As you work towards becoming journey level, consider taking additional safety training. For example, in addition to your OSHA training, there is the Foundations for Safety Leadership training. Safety leadership skills help you promote safety policies to create a positive job site safety climate. Your workbook has a list of online resources. Choose Hand Safety has important information. Learn about how to safely use masked climbers. Learn how to prevent hearing loss with these noise infographics. LCOSH is the Electronic Library of Construction, Occupational Safety and Health. You can find all kinds of important information there. ICE has useful safety toolbox talks. Some important ergonomics information can be found in this hazard alert for back injuries, and in these ergonomic guides and checklists from CPWR. Let's try out one activity that is found on the Choose Hand Safety website. This will help you learn about your grip size and how that determines the appropriate handle size for your hand tools like your trowel. We covered a lot in this unit. Building your safety voice is about the right way to speak up when you run into a safety issue. Remember, knowing your rights and responsibilities at work are important. Check out and use available safety information to help you become a safety leader and problem solver.